You know, designing these two, I never really cared much about them. Of course, their pre-evolutions had some funny histories in their original name that, of course, made that disgusted one of our members, Nick Rose, was to the point of us having to change it. But with these two, I didn't really want to do much with Mystoberi. It was just a regular looking coffee bean looking thing with, I guess, like coffee cups and whatnot. No one cared about them really compared to the other Fakemon that I and many others made so far. But what if I told you these two things were to evolve into literal gods? Yes, I kid you not. Normal coffee looking Pokemon evolves into literal angelic, and demonic coffee Pokemon, dealing with literal forces of nature. We first have Infernaberi, which was a dark fire flying type. It was known as a demonic coffee Pokemon. It has the abilities Torchification, formerly known as Dark Drive, and Coffee Spill, as all as its pre-evolutions do, and Flame Bite is a hidden ability. And to obtain it, you would have had to evolve Mystoberi Beam Bat form, and in Pokemon Division, well, with this zone being unobtainable, or just unreleased really, you have to go to the afterlife in the demonic sector, and you must have had its sibling Angeliberry. Pokedex entry stated, the older brother to Angeliberry, Fernaberry is the embodiment of the afterlife's flames, chaos, and darkness. Division entry. Souls that have failed to reach the hands of all afterlife, which by the way is an elemental mystery, and if you want to learn more about the elemental mystery, I recommend checking out the listed video above with the icon. Cut by Fernaberry. Fernaberry then torches the forbidden souls into infecting wrath and greed onto loved ones. So yeah, this thing, how I imaged it, was supposed to be just a well, a devil-looking coffee Pokemon. Really, it was supposed to be big and stuff. It still keeps its flying type, right? And it would have been a special attacker if I did the stats. And that would probably be pretty much it. And it sounds cool, but it just doesn't make any sense because I don't really get how you get from just a coffee bean to a coffee to just these two coffee Pokemon working with literal forces of nature. And here we have Angeliberry, which would have been a psychic, fairy, and fire type. It is known as the Angelic Coffee Pokemon. Its abilities are Purification and Coffee Spill, and Syringus has its hidden ability. And to obtain it, you would have gone to the afterlife, the heavenly sector. However, you must have had a fainting Inferno Berry, kind of dark. And in Pokemon Division, you must have evolved the Mr. Berry in its Being Angel form. In Pokédex entry state, United Entry. The younger sister to Inferno Berry, Angela Berry, is the embodiment of the Afterlight's angels, peace, and light. Division entry. Souls that succeeded in reaching all afterlife are sent to a group of Angela Berry. After the purification of these souls, Angela Berry sends them on the journey to heal the souls that fell into the hands of her older brother. So yeah, that's pretty much it with these two. You can clearly see that the evolutions didn't really make the much sense because there wasn't really much preparation for this in Mr. Berry's entries, and they didn't need to become just all of a sudden just that cool. I think there's other Fakemon in the decks that haven't been released on the channel yet that deserve that title. And I mean, these two aren't really bad. Yes, they're gonna get remakes in a couple of years. All the ones that I did specifically will be getting remakes. But let's be real. Would you really want to see just I don't know, just a very important entity and its followers being literal cops of coffee? I know I wouldn't. It just sounds silly, really. And another thing too is they're typings, right? As you can see, this one's dark fire and flying. Of course, during the time of this thing when it was not scrapped, I had to go ahead and try and make sure I could really balance this typing with its counterpart really. It was originally not dark fire and flying, it was originally dark fairy and flying, which really really makes sense because it has Flamewell as one of its abilities, and of course, as one of its entries do state, it is the embodiment of the afterlife's flames. So not giving it the fire typing wouldn't make any sense. The only reason why I kept the flying type is because I wanted it to still be referenced to its its first evolution. Because as you can see, when it evolves into this over here, Mr. Berry being bat form, you could say. It's not really a bat anymore. It traded its wings for limbs, as explained in its Pokedex, and it simply became a grass and dark type. The flying type is more of a callback to its pre-evolution, as it now has both. Well, it would have had limbs and wings. And as for its sibling in Jellyberry, it was originally a psychic fairy flying, but I was like, that's too basic. We have so much psychic and fairy types and stuff. And plus, another Fakemon, which we will get to down the line, already has that triple typing. And yes, there's something I forgot to bring up as well. Angelaberry and its sibling would have been the second and third Pokemon in the candlesticks to have triple typings, but of course this never happened. So the only Pokemon that we displayed so far in the channel that has triple typings would go to Argentis. Best bird, by the way. You can't convince me otherwise. So yeah, that's pretty much it with these two. And maybe somebody else will use this sort of concept design, a angelic and demonic coffee, and just use them as their own Fakemon. I want to see that, would like to see it, and everybody here at Fanmon would as well. That is the second Fanmon Extras video, and we hope you enjoyed those two um, so far, learning about scrapped Pokemon and of course scrapped evolutions. Up next, we will have Fanmon Trivia to end off the Countdown to Christmas event. Thank you for staying with us.